All right, I thought I'd better add this one in because it's super important and it's quite a tricky one for a lot of people to get the hang of, and that is teaching your kid how to float on their back. Before I start, there can be a lot of stress related with this. Parents understand that it is a safety factor to get their kids to float on their back. They'll also get really, really frustrated because if they start swimming with their teeny tiny babies, their baby will be an absolute angel, will float on their back very, very contentedly, scarcely with any assistance at all, and then all of a sudden they won't. There is nothing wrong with that child. There is nothing wrong with what the parents have done or how they've been teaching them. The child is not freaking out because they've had a bad experience that the parents are unaware of. It is a perfectly natural developmental phase that every single child, virtually without exception, will go through. Before a child reaches 5 years old, they will need to be taught how to float on their back before they reach 5, they'll have to be taught how to float on their back 3 times. As a very young baby, we teach from 6 months and up. As I said, you will have them floating on their back perfectly contentedly, virtually without any help at all. Then on land, a baby learns how to roll and then how to sit up. And at that point, as soon as you put them in their back in the swimming pool, they're going to try and sit up. This is Elmo. Say hi, Elmo. Hi. And a baby who is learning how to sit up on land or how to roll on land in the swimming pool will suddenly look like this. First, their feet will go straight up in the air, and then they'll try and bring their head up. And what that effectively does is causes them to sink and their parents to get upset and frustrated because they don't know why their beautifully, perfectly floating tiny tot suddenly isn't anymore. Like I said, it is a physiological developmental stage that every single child goes through. There is nothing wrong with how the parents are teaching them or what the children are doing. So we need to reteach them how to float at that stage. Then again, they will go through the stage where from being able to roll over on land, they can then crawl, run, jump. They are in total control of their bodies on land. They can do anything. As soon as you put them on their back in the swimming pool, they freak out a little bit because they have no control at all. They're being held by a parent who's usually trying to hold, no, stay flat, don't sit up, no, stay flat. They're being held by a parent. They feel suspended in midair. They do not feel secure and they have no control. This is when kids get noisy on their back. They don't like it anymore. So all we need to do is give them back their control, give them back their power. And we're going to do that by teaching them how to roll out of that position again. Very often you'll need to teach a kid how to float on their back a 4th time, and that is when they get to the stage where they can touch the bottom of the pool. Once they can touch the bottom of the pool, you can no longer teach them anything because they own the pool and all they want to do is bounce. I can touch the bottom. Come on, let's have a float. No. Come on, let's have a kick. No. Come on, let's play with the balls. Okay, but I'll walk there. So sometimes you'll need to teach them a 4th time. So when we're teaching our kids to float on their backs, it's really, really interesting. It can be indicative of whether they will end up being left-handed or right-handed. Every single child, again, virtually without exception, will happily roll over one way. So I'm going to show you what we do for a right-handed child because that's the most dominant. I'm going to use my left shoulder. So I'm going to start off in this position with my bub facing me, and I'm going to let them know what we're going to do. You ready? We're going to roll over. Oh, okay, Mum. Yeah, good on you, Elmo. And we're going to roll them over. Can you see I've got my fingers supporting the back of his head? This is essential for babies, not so much with toddlers, but it can help because they're not ever losing that support. And I'm holding him nice and strongly in that motorboat position again. Now I'm going to roll him over. Are you ready to roll over, Elmo? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, roll over. I'm going to bring him in close. And then roll over. Watch out for this back arm. This back arm can be problematic. So I'm going to just hook it over so that it's on my chest and roll over, bud. There we go. I'm cheek to cheek now. As I speak, the vibration of my voice is very, very comforting. We're cheek to cheek and his head is on my shoulder. At this stage, we're still in the sitting position. There's no issues. We've not laid back. We've not taken their power away. Now, my other hand has come, I'll just move his arm out the way. My other hand has come underneath his bum, not under his legs, because I don't want to force his legs to do anything. I want him to figure his legs out for himself. My hand is underneath his bum, and my other arm, here it comes. Oh, let's get rid of Elmo's arm again. Over the top. This is where the security factor comes in. Over the top and hooked underneath his arm. Thumbs over his shoulder, hands are tucked under his armpit. Just like that. So he's got a big squeeze. He's supported in his head, his bottom, and his torso. Sorry, low battery. Now again, I'm going to keep talking, let him know we're going to do some floating. And with my hand, I'm pushing his bottom up just like that. There we go. Talking, talking. Now I'm going to assume that I've got a stroppy toddler here, and he's going to start doing this. He's going to shove his fingers up my nose. He's going to try and sit up, and legs are going to go straight up in the air. I'm going to ask him, do you want to do floating? No. And it's like, okay, you can stop floating. You can stop. When I count to 3, you're going to roll over. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. This is where this hand's essential, people, because I'm going to use this hand to grasp him strongly. And 1, 2, 3, roll over. Now my arm's extended and he's floating on my arm just like that. He's perfectly secure and he is rolled out of his on the back position. You can go for a little play, have a little kick, blow some bubbles, wee, 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 wee. And then say, okay, ready to roll on your back? 1, 2, 3. My hand goes on his bottom and roll over. Good boy, well done. Feet up in the air. It's okay, you can get out of it. You can get out of it. Are you ready to roll over? 1, 2, 3, roll over. Just like that. I do there was 3 in the bed and the little one said, roll over, roll over. So they all rolled over and one fell out. And you can tell a parent that if you're doing an activity where your kid is required to be on their back in the pool, they can stop at any time. The second they start to stick fingers up your nose and kick off and twitch, say, it's okay, roll over. They don't have to wait until the song says roll over. They don't have to float because I'm saying, okay, everybody, let's float. It's more important we give them back their confidence and get them to roll over. If you spend 3 weeks with a stroppy toddler rolling over whenever they want to, they will then float like a dream forever after. There you go. Good luck.